Hey everybody, if you're going to learn about keeping pests out of your garden, you've got to figure out their habitat. My favorite habitat is an Adirondack chair with a cold drink. My second favorite is sitting in my garden with a cat. So let's talk about keeping animals out of your garden. Pest control, pest patrol, how do you do it? The real thing is you got to figure out what their habitats are and how they behave in their habitat. Think about what the key pests are in your garden. I'm going to talk about 3 pests in our garden and talk to you about what I've done to try to address each of those 3 pests. The first one is the biggest one. It's deer. There's actually a deer about 100 meters from me just outside our garden, and it's grazing right now in the field adjacent. So I've got to have a way to handle deer, and if you've watched deer in their habitat, they can jump. I was at someone's house last night. They're new to their place. They put in a brand new garden. They took 2 weeks to do it, and in one night a deer got in and destroyed all the good work they'd done. They thought their fence was high enough. It wasn't. You see the fence behind me? It's more than 6 feet tall. And if your fence isn't at least 6 feet tall, any deer is going to jump in it. And I've had times when a deer got in my garden, but then freaked out and didn't know how to get out of the garden. So obviously, if you know that a deer can jump high and you don't have a high enough fence to keep it out, or your kids or yourself leave the gate open, you are out of luck. Now let's talk about other things related to habitat. One of the big things that I think surprises people is rabbits can't jump. They can jump, but they don't jump to get into habitat. They dig under to get into habitat. Rabbits can get into my garden, but they never succeed at eating my food. They never go up into my beds. You don't need a very high raised bed to keep rabbits out of your garden. Now, if you've got other information that you can share, I'm glad to hear it. Maybe I'm wrong, but beds like this, though we've got rabbits all around our place, we never get rabbits inside their beds. The third pest, I've talked about deer and rabbit now, the third pest that actually hammers people more than anything else in our area is slugs and snails. Think about slugs and their habitat. They like to hide underneath things, but most of all, they've got to crawl slowly with their slithery wet bodies to get there in the first place. And that's why my garden has bark chips. I've previously had a garden, a lot of my videos are in that garden, and between all of my beds is grass, and the slugs would just motor in and hammer everything down. I've had friends this year who lost all of their first plantings and all their seedlings to slugs. In this garden, I don't have a problem with slugs. They will not come into these beds because they can't get across this moat of bark chips. So deer, rabbits, slugs, I'd like to hear what your pest patrol problems are and how you've addressed and how you want to lean into habitat. I'm Sustainable Stace. I'd love a sub. Have a good one.